In this video, you will learn what happens with your baby this week, what happens to your body, things to do or consider this week. Feel free to leave a comment if you have questions. The baby is now increasingly taking the shape of a newborn. The body will now begin to develop and will eventually grow to almost the same proportions as a fully developed baby. In addition, it is now also possible for the baby to breathe, but that is of course not the same as when the baby is born. The baby will now inhale and exhale amniotic fluid. This process allows the baby to practice breathing for when he or she is born. At 28.8 centimeters and a weight of 532 grams, your baby is as big as a corn cob, as heavy as a small backpack, and will be getting another layer of baby fat. Are you still wearing the clothes you were wearing before you became pregnant? Then there is a good chance that when you are 23 weeks pregnant you really start to notice that those clothes will no longer fit. A good time to look for maternity clothes. If you are 23 weeks pregnant, you may suffer from spots on your face. These spots are called a pregnancy mask or melasma. The spots are caused by the influence of the pregnancy hormones in your body. It is advisable to avoid bright sunlight, as sunlight intensifies these patches. Because you are currently sharing your blood with the baby in your belly, you are more likely to have an iron deficiency. Low iron levels are common during pregnancy. If the deficiency becomes too great, the GP or gynecologist may prescribe iron tablets. On average, a woman is about 5.2 kilos heavier in week 23 than before the pregnancy began. It's good to watch your weight, but don't worry too much about it. One woman simply gains more or less weight than the other. As long as the weight gain does not have a negative impact on the health of you and your child, there is usually no problem. However, if you gain too much weight, you run an increased risk of, for example, gestational diabetes. During pregnancy, the risk of hemorrhoids is unfortunately higher. Due to the influence of the pregnancy hormones on your intestines, they work less well than normal. This can lead to diarrhea, but also to constipation. Because the bowel movements are less smooth, the risk of hemorrhoids increase. Try to avoid this by eating a lot of fiber. Fiber is found in, for example, wholemeal bread, vegetables, fruit and potatoes. Do you have a limited budget for the nursery and baby equipment? Then ask around in your circle of family and friends. Perhaps you have a relative or acquaintance with an older baby that doesn't need them anymore. Items such as a changing table, high chair or pram can then be taken over with a bit of luck. Pay extra attention when taking over a car seat. It is not always visible from the outside whether a seat is damaged or not. Always pay attention to the presence of the correct quality marks. Of course, you want your baby to be transported home safely in the car after birth.